Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show World Cup Daily for the 2nd of March. And it is a big episode as we've locked in some more clarity with the T20 World Cup. All of the semi-final spots are booked. South Africa stay unbeaten and move on, while Zimbabwe depart despite a superhero effort from their captain. On the flip side, in Calcutta, India survived a proper scare against the West Indies, with Sanju Samson dragging them with a one-man show into the semi-finals. Plus, huge day in women's cricket. Alyssa Healy signs off her one-day international career in absolute style. And New Zealand women absolutely blitz the Zimbabweans to close out their T20 series. Of course, as always, if you're enjoying the show, make sure to hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel so that we can continue to bring you more content and keep you up to date. And follow along on our social media channels for all your sports shorts at The Chris Mack Show. Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. You'll find us across all of them. But let's get into this and let's talk South Africa versus Zimbabwe. And South Africa got home by 5 wickets against Zimbabwe, and Sikandar Raza nearly dragged Zimbabwe over the line by himself. 73 off 43 with the bat, and then 3 for 29 with the ball. He scored 73 of the 98 runs scored while he was out in the middle and basically owned the innings, but it was all for naught. South Africa rotated their squad hard coming into this game, and they resting the likes of Kagiso Rabada, Keshav Maharaj, and Marco Jansen. But those players that stepped up. George Linder opened the bowling and snagged one. Anrik Nortje claimed a wicket as well. The moment of the match was Quina Mapaka at 19 announcing himself with 2 for 21, genuine pace and movement, and he got that big wicket of Sikandar Raza in the 17th, which popped up to David Miller at point and really constrained Zimbabwe from going on and posting maybe 160 to 170. In the chase, Sikandar Raza struck early again, knocking over Quinton de Kock for a duck, then castled Aidan Markram with his carom ball to have South Africa 2 for 14. Ryan Rickleton copped a helmet blow, did get cleared though, and then responds with 3 quick sixes while trying again. DeWalt Brevis went full highlight reel to really add the punch for South Africa, 42 off 18. David Miller steadied the ship, but Zimbabwe kept leading punches. South Africa, though, were too good, getting home with 5 wickets in hand. It means South Africa do go into the semis unbeaten and sets up a big matchup against the Kiwis in Calcutta. The second game overnight, India took on the West Indies in a virtual quarterfinal match. Winner takes all. And the headline was Sanju Samson, who produced the innings India desperately needed. 97 not out of 50 deliveries, chasing 196. He batted deep, he stayed composed, and he finished the job. It was a confidence boost for Samson. It was his first 50 in ages, reaching it in just 26 balls, and then just managed the chase from there like an absolute pro. The West Indies innings story, it was a slow start, but a massive finish. Shai Hope made 32 off 33, and that drag maybe was the difference late on. Roston Chase, the surprise opener, actually worked quite well early before India squeezed. Jasper Bumrah nailing key overs as only he can do, removing set batters, and India smartly backloaded him and Varun Chakravarthi for the hitters to try and restrict. Jason Holder and Rovman Powell launched a late push to get it to 195. India's chase didn't have it all their own way. Early wobbles as Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan both offered catches taken by Shimron Hetmeyer. India were 2 for 41 in the early stages. Surya Kumar Yadav certainly looked scratchy in the middle, which led the West Indies to take the control of some matchups. Tilak Varma was the man to steady things a little, chipping in with 27 off 15 and just to get through an off-spin spell that looked like it might have tightened the noose. The late nerves still came for India, though, as Hardik Pandya fell with 17 needed before Shivam Dubé landed 2 boundary punches. Then Sanju Samson closes with a 6 and a 4 to get it done in the final over. From a big picture point of view, it does mean that the World Cup is over for the West Indies, but they certainly can hold their heads high. India go into the semi-finals, and that chase is one they will remember if they go on to win this tournament. It's going to be a big setup for them, and we're really looking forward to them taking on the semi-finals and seeing what they have to deliver next. We now go to some women's cricket, South Africa and Pakistan. There was certainly plenty of women's cricket overnight in the last 24 hours. Pakistan set a mammoth 306 for 8 to beat South Africa all out for 187 by a mammoth 119 runs on the road. Pakistan finally getting some reward on their tour, a big consolation win. Sadaf Shamas top scored for Pakistan with 97 off 82, carving it through the outfield, left, right and centre with 16 boundaries. Fatima Sana provided a late launch as well. 60 off 41 with 5 sixes, absolutely taking to the South African bowling attack. South Africa never settled in the chase. The power play collapse had them at 7 for 3, basically game over early. Annery Dirksen with 54 and Faye Tunnicliffe 47 tried to rescue it, but wickets kept falling around them. Sadia Iqbal cleaning up with 3 for 41, and they were never at the races, all out for 187. Next up, we have Australia taking on India, and it was the last white ball game for Alyssa Healy in Australian colours, and it was a fairy tale finish. She signs off with a monster innings, 158 off 98, 27 fours, 2 sixes, and then she literally bowls her first overs in international cricket late in the chase because the game was that one-sided. Beth Mooney played the perfect second fiddle. In any other game, this would have been the headline act. 106 not out off 84 deliveries, racking up her 100 in the final over and keeping the innings rolling even after late wickets, seeing Australia to 409 for 7. Georgia Vol also added 62 and kept the pressure on India early. India bowlers had a rough day. Sri Charani, most notably, goes for 100 plus. India never got a grip. The grip was all with Australia. Alana King, most notably, ripping the middle order, 4 for 33. India all out for 224. Australia win the ODI series 3-0 and lock in an 8-4 points lead in the multi-format series. India can now only level the series with a win in the Perth Test to come. Last but not least, we've got New Zealand versus Zimbabwe women as well, and this was as one-sided as it gets. Zimbabwe just could not get going. New Zealand bowlers absolutely strangling them. Nancy Patel, 3 for 8. Jess Kerr, 2 for 6. Zimbabwe, after 7 overs, were 10 for 6. It was all over at this point. They rallied somewhat, but it was still pretty disappointing from there to finish 64 for 9 after their 20 overs. The chase was a jog. Isabella Gaze got 38 not out of 20 balls. Izzy Sharp, 18 not out of 14 balls. It took just 5.4 overs as New Zealand cantered to another win and sealed a clean sweep of the T20 series. Next up for these two sides, a one-day international series, all to be played in Dunedin starting on March the 5th. Well, that is your wrap for March 2. The semis are set, some big names delivered, and the women's game had some cracking headline moments if it was just the powerhouses flexing some muscles. We're going to have tomorrow off. We'll be back on Wednesday previewing the Men's T20 World Cup first semi-final and talking about some more of the cricket landscape. Make sure to like the video, hit subscribe if you're enjoying the content as well, and drop your predictions for who's going to take out the 2 World Cup semi-finals in the comments. We look forward to catching you on your next edition of the Black and White of Sport, No Grey Opinion, here on the Chris McPherson Show.